Hello, it's Chris here, and welcome to another entry in this Make Money with Apps vlog series. Now, just in case you're brand new here, this is a raw and unscripted video format where we document our team's journey to make money with apps. And this week, Ship a Ton Hackathon popped onto my radar. I have to tell you about this because this is the next arc in this journey. What this is a hackathon sponsored by RevenueCat. We've talked about them on this channel before. They do paywalls, A/B testing, easy in-app subscriptions, that sort of thing. It's an SDK that you integrate into your Xcode project to facilitate those things. But anyways, they are sponsoring a hackathon with cash prizes. So I joined this. Let me give you a couple of the details before we dive into my plan and what's happened so far in this past week. So there are 34 days left. You have to have your app live in the App Store by September 19th, and it has to have at least one in-app purchase using RevenueCat powering it. And so far there are 700 participants, and here are the prizes. Now it's distributed across 3 different judging criteria, and in each criteria there is going to be 3 places, like first, second, third place, winning different prizes. And in addition to cash prizes, there's also visibility prizes and other cool things. So let me just give you a highlight of that. So the 3 categories are most likely to make money, RevenueCat Design Award, and a Build in Public Award. And all of these have 3 different tiers. And you can see you can win stuff like a billboard feature and a blog post on their website. So that's pretty cool. Also, judges, you can see some familiar faces over here. So I think it's pretty cool. I've been in a couple of hackathons, but these were way back in the day and not iOS related. So now I want to switch gears a bit, and I want to talk about my reasons for joining this hackathon and my plan for it, because 34 days is not a lot of time. If you've been following along in this series, you'll know that it took me over a year to publish the last one, or nearly a year. So how am I going to do this in 34 days? Okay, so first of all, reasons. I think having a deadline is extremely motivating. It brings this whole thing front and center and becomes your priority. And it gives me an opportunity to share the journey through this competition, like through all of my different channels and through this vlog. And I know I'm going to learn a lot. If I can actually get an app launched by September 19th, the deadline, I think it's going to help me make a mental breakthrough about what the team and I, like what we're capable of. If I win something like a billboard feature or a link through their blog, a mention, that's great publicity for me. And if I don't win anything, like I said, it'll give me a chance to practice, make this a priority, and it'll be fun. And a bonus reason is that whether I win or not, I plan to turn that app into a tutorial series so I can share with you the process, like the actual code of building that. I only see benefits doing this. So like I said, there's 34 days to deadline, but it's actually a 3-week runway for me. Let me tell you why. So we're on the 16th as of this recording. I have 1 week here. This week I'm actually away on family vacation, as a lot of people are during the end of August. And then we have first week of September, second week of September, and first week of September, second week of September, right? And that's leaving only 4 days to get approved by the review team, which, that amount of time is risky. They're faster these days, but what if they're not? Right? So RevenueCat actually recommends to get something published as fast as possible. You can always submit updates to it afterwards. That way you can guarantee that it's in the App Store before September 19th. So as you can see, I have this week and this week, 3 weeks, and then 4 days. It's not a lot of time. So here's my plan. Here's what we learned from doing the emotion tracker. And I summed up these lessons in this video that I released last week about the app being live. By the way, thank you for that. I'm going to share the analytics and stats of the app with you at the end of this video. But what we learned from there is to do sufficient research first before you decide on that idea and to start building. Choose something that you're personally invested in, right? Something that you would use even if it doesn't take off. Have a marketing plan first. Speed of execution, which I don't need to worry about this because this has been written down for me. It's 34 days. And by having so little time, it's going to force me also to think of like a very narrow scope. of whatever idea it may be, like one feature, one core feature, that's it, right? MVP. So there's also less designing to do if it's such a narrow scope. So my plan is to do research first, starting at this step, right? I'm going to take a look at the current trends and what has momentum. So my brain went to AppFigures, shares a lot of insights on their blog. So every week they do This Week in Apps, which sort of tells you the patterns of the charts and what's changing, what's moving, and it's almost like a stock market report. And also Revenue Cat had their State of Subscription Apps 2024, which is a very interesting read as well. Tells you the different categories and which categories are making money and which ones are doing well and things like that. So using those two tools, I want to narrow it down to a niche and then to look at competitors and keywords. Now, I'm not so concerned about audience size. I think typically if you're shooting for the moon, you would try to consider what they call TAM, or total addressable market, and make sure there's enough paying customers who want your thing. But I think for this exercise, I would be happy making some sales because I'm so new at making money with apps that I'm not really shooting for the moon. I'm setting my expectations low, and I think I want to make some quick and easy wins to build my confidence, and maybe at a future date I would try to build an app to shoot for the stars or shoot for the moon. So audience size is not as important to me, but it still should be enough people, right, to make some money. My mind instantly went to AI. And I know this is a trend. It may be overplayed because it's been on the rise and rise. So there's definitely a lot of competition. But I think most of the competition is in generic, like chat style AI apps. I think there's still a ton of opportunities to apply AI to specific niches. And I can't see that being fully saturated yet. My mind instantly went into work and productivity mode, like something I would use, right? That's the second lesson we learned. But then I thought about how if I were to create something like a YouTube app or productivity app, most of these people are pretty tech savvy, and why would they use a mobile app as opposed to just like launching an AI in their browser and using it through there for free? So then I thought about, for the relationships and friends that I have, the people that I know who are not as tech savvy and who are not using AI on a daily basis, how could an AI enabled app help them? And that might be life-changing for that group of people. So I was starting to think about in the realm of being a parent or maybe someone who's in a relationship, and I started brainstorming some ideas. So for example, as a parent with young kids, if the kids, because often, this is from personal experience, my kids go on Google image search and they ask me for specific coloring pages. And sometimes it's so obscure, it's so niche, it's one cartoon character that they saw. And I try to look for it through Google image search so I can print it off for them to color. That's a process, and I can't find what they are looking for all of the time. AI could help with that. White noise, stories, generating like bedtime stories for kids, maybe even personalized would be pretty cool. Math worksheets, right? Right now my kids are going through Kumon, which is like a math tutoring thing, but all it is they do a ton of math worksheets. So what if you're able to generate them based on the level that they're at? Then I could stop paying that monthly fee. In a relationship, for example, with your spouse or significant other, or maybe even your brother and sister, if you want to improve that relationship, or with your parent, you know, generate like different things AI could help with. And I discovered this site called There's an AI for That, which has over 14,000 AIs for different tasks across a whole bunch of different categories that you could use. Now, not all of them have APIs, and some of these are just like little tools that people have created, but it really surprised me at the application of using AI, like how many different contexts or use cases people have come up with to where AI would apply. I came across this one specifically called TLDR This, and it basically helps you summarize web pages and articles so that you can save time. So I thought this was a cool idea, and I thought about what if you could take a YouTube video and you could run it through this tool, like not specifically TLDR this, but if I built an app that you could enter in a YouTube video URL and it would just spit out a summary, and it would save a ton of time. But it would only work for specific types of videos because, for example, videos that don't have text, if it's a musical performance or if it's like a workout routine, it's difficult to summarize. But if it's like a learning type of thing, or if it's anything that's like trying to teach something, summarizing it into the main points and maybe providing timestamps to those specific places in the video, that would be really helpful. I can see that saving a lot of time. So that's where my head is at. What worries me a little bit is that I am running out of time and I still haven't locked in an idea. I've determined the trend that I want to do, which is AI. I've determined not the niche. That's what I'm figuring out. So that's what I'm looking at right now. So once I narrow it down, I'm just going to brainstorm some more. Then I'm going to hit this part and I'm going to look at competitors and keywords. So that's where I am with that. Next week, I hope I'm going to make a lot more progress and start coding. I'll update you in a vlog again. But now let's look at the analytics for the Emotion Tracker app, which was launched last week. And thank you guys for downloading this. I'm sure most of it was my audience through just announcements, right? That's why the conversion rate is so high, but thank you for that. We have already identified a couple of issues actually with iOS 18. It's not looking the way it's supposed to look. And it's interesting that 65% is coming from App Store search. I don't know if you guys, I think I provided the link, or maybe I didn't. I think I added it a little later. But yeah, thank you guys for downloading again. I think I'll continue to share the progress of this, and definitely I need to execute on the marketing for this app now. But this suddenly popped up on my radar, and because it's time sensitive, it's top of mind for me right now. And so the marketing plan for this is taking a back seat, but we'll see what happens. I definitely need to prioritize this because I want to win. I actually want to try to win something. It would be really cool. I think more than the prizes itself, it's proving to myself about what I'm capable of, and the team, because I'm going to be pulling on JC, Joash, and Inaki, the team here at Code with Chris, for their expertise as well. So it'll be a team effort. But thanks for watching this. Oh, I forgot to mention it's free to join. So if you are up for this, just go ahead and join, and nothing bad can come out of it. It's just giving yourself a goal, giving yourself some motivation, and trying it out. All right. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching. See you in the next vlog.